Yeah, I'm still steadily treading on this path I chose without regretting. Regardless of the rough times, ain't no second guessing. Keeping my eyes on the prize, hope you get the message. Doing it for His glory alone, I'm never selfish.
Check. They asking where you been deep. True say I've been dealing with some issues deep. And the matter of time won't matter with time. It's what my godmother said to me back in the time. That was when I had a lot on my mind. When joy and peace I was hoping to find. People envying me, thinking my life is so blooming. But if they only knew, no, they wouldn't want to be me. So go ahead, you can have my craps, take it. Walk in my shoes, you can take my steps, fake it. Feeling overwhelmed and heavy laden, shake it. It takes a lot to walk in my shoes and now you know it. And the price to be paid, no, you can't choose it. See, this race is not for the swift. So I tailor my life with His word and a gift. I put my life on the line, but not this story in rhymes. Maybe I should wait and release a book in my prime. Take you back, yo, back to the facts, yo. Kept in the belly of the whale like Jonah. I was wild and refused to commit to the calling. And that somewhat now became my atonement. So I'm committing to the calling. Now it's time to put my all in. Got bigger fish to fry, no anchovies. With a chopped tilapia, I keep the hand trophies.
Yo, as soon as I got off the phone with the chorus, I realized I had set myself up for a very great challenge. Immediately I had to wear my brainstorming cap and try to map out a way I was gonna put the songs on the project together so that they were gonna tie in and tell a story which was gonna be able to sustain the interest of the listener. From the onset of the project and from an objective perspective, my journey at large has been a beautiful struggle. It has been a very beautiful struggle, and I appreciate it. Most importantly, I want to talk about the period or the season where it seemed like I had gone mute. I believe in relation to the Bible, a lot of people who have a greater calling or have a higher purpose at some point in their life had to live in obscurity. And I believe that is also synonymous to my life journey as a person, my life journey as someone who has been called for a higher purpose to propagate the gospel. I had to go through so many things as explained in 1 Peter 5:10. And all these things God was using to shape me to be the man of purpose and destiny that He wants me to be, and to be able to impact other people's lives. It's almost like if I hadn't gone through everything that I went through, I wouldn't be able to speak the language of fellow people who are also going through similar situations in life. And these are all real life situations. As a matter of fact, that's the only way I really know how to write. I write what I live. I talk my walk in my music. Yeah, pretty much. And that's what my music is about. Personally, I don't know how to just get up and write if I'm not inspired. I really need to be inspired to be able to write, and that's the only way I know how to write. Yeah.
See, I'm letting it go to the whole world right now. I'm letting it show. Psalm 71, verse 20 to 21. You bring comfort to my soul and you make me whole. James Basie, I'm letting it go to the whole world right now. I'm letting it show. Psalm 71, verse 20 to 21. You bring comfort to my soul and you make me whole. Yeah. Yo, we good? All right. Woo! Yo,
man.
Charlie.
Yeah.
How you see him?
Yeah, Charlie, it was dope, man. Yeah, it was a good take car. Yeah. Your energy was on point. Yeah, that was more important.
They were.
Yeah.
Alright, cool.
So yeah, everything is laid out nice. Yeah.
Cool. Yo, so a bit of a change with case closed.
Yeah.
You know how my for the project, my intention now is to like extend it, like for what I wrote in 2017.
Oh,
So
okay.
for the purpose of the album or the project, considering that it will be the first song after the intro on the project.
Oh, okay,
I want
nice.
to write a few more bars to extend it, and then it will end with some soulful keys, some soft sweet keys, and there will be like this sound bite of a phone convo of me and wifey on there. Like
the soft key, yeah, when my man go kill her.
Yeah. So I'm
Okay.
like basically like she's calling me from home while I'm in the recording studio,
Okay.
and she's telling me about like food being ready and like real convo, like as usual that she would always do like when I'm in town or in the studio or something. Like she'd call me, like letting me know like what I'd like to have for dinner or what's going on, Alpha, how's it going?
Yeah.
As sweet as she is always, you know.
Yeah, nice.
You know how Flo do, you know?
Yeah.
So this would be really cool.
Yeah, we love it.
This would be
I know you did a shout out at the end, so how are we going to? Are we going to scrap that?
No, I'm scrapping that. Like I'm not
Okay.
even. I'm literally spitting from top to bottom, like back to back. Like I'm not
breaks.
continuing what I did for the initial case
Oh,
goals.
okay.
Like, you get me?
Okay.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah, that's what I'll do. Because I'm in a different time and space right now. Like I've revised the verses, so I need to. You get me?
Lay down some
I
parts.
need to lay down. So
Yeah.
that's the reason why it called for the fact that you had to reproduce the beat, and then because of the sampling issue. So we have to deal with it. I mean, that's pretty much it. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Cool. Yeah, word. I get a good feeling about himself. I get a good feeling about.
I mean, you they do say go pop because once they talk, so I don't go pop.
We did top. On our spirit or day top.
The man they kill the keys like say the keyboard beats or sorry and beats.
Somewhere around May 2019, I start to get my mojo. I get motivated and I start writing. And as we all know, as we know, I don't write for writing's sake. The only way I know how to write is based on inspiration, right? It was tough because I was really battling with the loss of my mom and the birth of Eden. I was caught up in that banter, so it was like bittersweet. It was like a bittersweet feeling. It was just mixed emotions, which through it all, God has glorified Himself because He helped me turn my pain into encouragement for people through these songs that he wrote through me. So yeah, at the end of the day, I'm just a vessel. I'm only a vessel. The most important thing is I avail myself for Him to use me for His glory. So yeah. So somewhere in May 2019, I invite my brother Decoros over and Noah Triumph, and we took off with a recording of I think it was Eden's song, and then Rest in Glory as well, which I wrote in memory of my late mom, who's been called to rest in glory. We started recording vocals, we started laying vocals, and after the thumbnail vocals we had laid, I sent the rough project to a few friends, and specifically one friend of mine with whom I attended Morning Star School, Emmanuel Boabasa, who, if you watched episode 1, you would have heard his name. He has been very instrumental with regards to my music influences. I sent him the rough work, and he specifically suggested I featured a choir on Rest in Glory, which is a song in memory of my late mom.
yeah, so fast forward, I featured a choir, and trust me, it was worth it. Actually, it complemented the soulfulness and the emotional sentiments, the sentimental mood of the song, basically.
So, somewhere early 2019, just after Julian had realized that 2020 would be a decade, I see that he starts calling in his friends, he starts putting things in place. I see him talking with the chorus a lot, and then he comes over, I see them they start working basically. And then up till now, they've been at it, they've been working like very constantly on the album. So seeing the way Julian goes about his music, it's obvious that it's a calling, and he's very passionate about it. I see it to be a place of therapy for him, because it's as though he sort of finds peace, or he sort of like pours out his heart through music whenever he has to address an issue or go about something in a way that will make impact. Mostly he would go about it through music. So I think music is a medium that really works for him in terms of the way he expresses himself about things.
Considering the fact that it's been a decade since the release of my solo project, my initial solo project, and obviously through the ups and downs, smiles and frowns, real life happened, situations, the good, the bad, the ugly. I felt like, to an extent, those situations sort of affected the consistency of my music. In that regard, it got to a point when there were scuttlebutts circulating that I had quit music and all that. So at some point when I was going through my wilderness, I actually contemplated that. I never gave up on the music, because in a way, as we all know, the music has been therapeutic. However, the main reason why I didn't totally forfeit or give up is the reminder I kept affirming to myself that it's a calling and it's part of my destiny, and through these songs that the Holy Spirit blesses me with, I impact people's lives positively. So that encouraged me so much. I was able to pull through those times by the grace of God. So now that I decided to embark on this project after a decade, realistically it implied that over the period of time, because of the silence, I would need to come up with something that would keep my supporters and music followers interactive with me. And that is what brought us to this documentary. And I feel like it's only fair and right, and it makes sense that I will release this documentary so that I would keep people abreast with my journey over the period of the years, so that it doesn't just seem like it doesn't just seem as if I was there and from nowhere I just showed up and I want to put out an album again. In a way, it's almost like people might not take me serious, or it wouldn't be fair to my, in a way, that wouldn't be fair to my followers for the most part. So I decided to put out the documentary.
Whilst we established communication, he was in Canada, I was in Ghana at that moment, and we used to talk about basically everything. The relationship grew from just like a J. Cole, Nas, mentor-mentee relationship to an actual intimate one of like, was kind of like a brotherhood. We exchanged a lot of personal details about each other, told ourselves secrets about ourselves, and so like the bond grew. And then, we obviously had plans to make music together, and like further tighten that bond through music, because that's the first way, I got to hear of him in the first place. And then, we are here right now. We're actually making it happen, and it's a wow moment, because it's a dream come true. Actually, listening to somebody and having to want to work with them and actually having the opportunity to do so, it's a privilege on my part, and I take it. I don't take it lightly. Yeah.
For me, when it comes to features on my music project, chemistry and like relationships are a big deal for me. Noah Triumph is one versatile, talented young artist I had premeditated working with a few years ago. We had been keeping a good relationship, we're keeping in touch, and I feel like when it so happened I had to commence with Through It All, the project, I reached out to him and he was so excited for us to work together.
Julian came back and he's now a family man. He's got a wonderful wife and a wonderful daughter. I haven't met him yet, but I've seen the images and I've seen video, and I really I can see something genuine. So I feel like Julian is on a new journey now. So like the young naive that I be in Motown and the guy who he is today are is the same person. It's like a different layer. It's like from a little sprout out the ground. He's now like a fruit tree, and he was already burning his own fruit. And it's been 10 years since his last album, and he's coming up with another one. So I'm really looking forward. I hope he probably remixes one of his old bangers, or has a part 2.
Yeah, so it's been a privilege, working with him, in a sense that I've been privy to, watching him grow. Deep has moved from, being a single gentleman to actually getting married. I was there at the wedding. I've seen him, give birth to a beautiful baby girl who I'm so blessed to be, an uncle to. And then, he called me towards the last quarter of 2019 to talk about the fact that he wanted to embark on a major project, a major album, and he wanted me on. We have the likes of Decoros on the production, and a lot of other major features which you guys would hear eventually. And basically, in all, I'm blessed to be a part of the project. And let's see where we go from here. I'm glad that we're on this pursuit, and the whole idea is that at the end of the day to come to fruition.
So these are the words I wrote. We were made from the dust, and to the dust we are called. Times and seasons change, but you still remain the same. That's God. Summer fades to fall, to rest in glory, precious you called. Thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Basically, that's pretty much the lyrics. Cool. Yeah.
Sounds great.
Yeah, so let's see. So I'll spit the verse and let you see how it goes, right? Yo. Listen. To every believer, death is a comma, not a full stop. Real talk, I do miss my mama, but I won't stop. Life doesn't come with a manual, rather a mother. No other, not a brother can stick closer than a mother. The penmanship of a penman, sentimental. Before the loss of my mama, I was broken mental. Getting dreams and revelations of a call to rest in glory. October the 30th, yeah, we were getting weary. Obscene, deep struggles untold, unseen. Pops called me out to 11. Prior to that, I was on my knees, praying to the Lord, begging please. Little sweet emotions, thinking about all that devotion. The Lord knows best, but we were still opposing. We saw the bigger picture, now we were for the motion. So we switched up our prayer, said, Lord, let your will be done. God will be done, all knowing, no posing. We were made from the dust. And to the dust was called. Times and seasons change. Summer fades to fall. The glory, precious you call. That will be done. That will be done. That's right. On earth as it is in heaven. Even you take away by grace, I know that you make. Yeah, that's right. You give and you take away by grace, I know that you make a way. You give and you take away. I know. So you can do it. I know. Yeah. that kind of thing. So it goes like that. It goes like that.
Nice.
Yeah.
We were made from the dust, to the dust we are called. Substances unchangeable.
Something like that, right?
Some of it still fall. To rest in glory, precious you go. Thy will be done. On earth as it is in heaven. Give and take away. By grace, I know that you make.
That's right. That's right. You give and you take away. By grace, I know that you make a way.
By grace, I know that you make a way. Yeah. Give and you take away. By grace, I know that you make a way. I know. Yeah.
So yeah, so far we've put in a lot of hours in, making this project. It's not been easy. 2Deep is an extremely meticulous person. It's difficult working with him, but I mean, it's a great experience because every time I get to learn and I get to improve myself in one way or the other. He's very particular about certain things. The ad-lib has to be on point. The backing vocals has to be awesome. I mean, it's sometimes tedious, but it's worth it. And you guys will understand why when you eventually get to, listen to the project.
Yeah, I know for a fact that I give a lot of pressure, trust me. When it comes to this music, then I give a lot of pressure. Yeah, and I'm so grateful for the kind of people around me. It's like you scratch my back, I scratch your back type of thing, and we appreciate the selflessness or the selfless efforts of each other, which makes everything we both do a blessing. Yeah.
We were made, yeah. Nah, wait, I think I'm again. We were made, yeah.
I must say that with this body of work, through it all, the pending album, in terms of input, it's very eclectic. I sort of assigned bits and pieces of the entire project to people to make it worth it, There's so much to the project. There is so much to the project, and the intricacies. Wow, I'm short of words actually because it's a lot. So even with how I came up with the title of the project, the initial title I thought of was The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly. I discussed that with wifey. She was like, it sounds cliche. So I had to get off that tip. Then I secondly considered will and woe, which implies good and ugly times. That was also not really sitting well too much for me. So I allowed that brainstorming aspect of what title to give the project to breathe for a few months. After which, I just got the simple phrase through it all. I was just at home one time chilling with wifey, or I was probably driving, I think, in town. Yeah, and I just got the phrase just came to me through it all. And I think as the phrase came to mind, I was thinking about the song by, what's the name of that Christian OG artist? Forgotten his name, but the song was like, through it all, I've learned to trust in Jesus. So I feel like that title was very significant to the times even in which we are, considering the world pandemic, considering economic crisis, considering financial hardships for everybody, considering specifically with my demographic location in West Africa, Ghana. From a Christian perspective, I feel like the title of the album is so significant. Yeah. And then, most especially factoring in my personal life experiences with which I bridge the gap with my spiritual life or my faith. So to speak, we could say it's something like spirituality, you know, like spiritual and reality. So I basically, with this project, what I did or what I've done or what I'm doing is I just bridge the gap between spirituality and reality.
Into the dust we are called. Times and seasons change, but you still remain the same. Summer fades to fall, to rest in glory, precious you call. Thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven.
A lot of work has gone into this project. Talk of the sleepless nights, talk of my brother Decoros and or Triumph patching over at my place for a few days, almost every other week. Talk of Decoros having to make it to my end after hectic studio gigs and sessions, which I so much appreciate. Talk of the backing vocalist, talk of the vocal feature, specifically with my brother Bubune, formerly known as Exit Claye.
Yeah, so I think I said, as I said earlier, that Julian and I, we actually have a very good chemistry when we're working together. First time that we worked together was obviously in Canada on Beautiful Struggle. That was the first time we worked together. So on this project, I'm on 2 songs, I think. Yeah, 2 songs so far. And yeah, it's been a very awesome experience. And you know, having a space to create is also such a very awesome experience. I've also gotten the opportunity to create my own projects as well, alongside us creating this album. So it's been a very awesome experience with Decoros. You know, the vibe is just very, very, very solid. You know, we have a good chemistry. All 3 of us have a good chemistry together. We're always bouncing off ideas of each other as well. You know, like, you know, if I could go in the booth and I do something, you know, Julian, who's a rapper, can give me an idea and say, you know, sing it this way or sing it that way, and it always turns out great. Like, you know, so I do that and it always turns out great. The chorus gives me ideas, we bounce off each other. It's always a good vibe, you know. So yeah, this project has been a very, very interesting one because I, for one, since 2017, okay, I did some stuff in 2018, but officially I haven't really been in a booth like creating music in a very long time. So this, when Julian called upon me to come on the project, you know, initially I was like, yeah, are you sure, bro? Like, you know, I was very reluctant, but, you know, as Julian will always, you know, he always push you know, to come out of your shell and just do it, you know, and just live out your purpose. And that's one of the most important things I've learned from him as well. It's not about the likes, it's not about the followers, it's not about, you know, how many people are listening. You know, sometimes your songs can be for just one person, and that's what I've learned out of that. So I think inspiration, I've got a lot of inspiration working on his project to be able to create my stuff as well.
Trust in his word, he is faithful, he is mighty to save. So you see, it gets to that point where as an artist, as a vocalist, singer, rapper, you know, you might get complacent with your art at a particular point in time. And one thing I love about Deep is that he actually pushes you to cross that barrier. You know, there are points, you know, through the creating of this particular album where, you know, I was okay with certain things I did vocally and artistically. And, you know, he could see that, you know, I could do more, I could do better with those things. And I would actually take a second take, and at the end of the day, to come out beautiful. So basically, yeah, I love that about him. He's able to, you know, see beyond, you know, the ordinary and actually push you to be a better version of yourself.
There's always a vibe, you know, because we have long sessions. Like, you know, we come from, let's say 4 or like 3 till like late in the evening, like till 11, like long sessions. And it's very refreshing to have moments of like humor whilst we're like working. Like when we're serious, we have some usual bursts of laughter every now and then, which makes it very, very enjoyable, because it gets tedious when you have to do things over and over and sing over and do this. And I'm a perfectionist to myself, so I always want to get things like spot on, you know. And been in that serious environment, it's enjoyable to have times where we can be able to laugh. And the chorus is always like, you know, cracking jokes. Julian is always like dancing with his belly out, you know. So there's always something silly going on in the studio, and it's really enjoyable. At least it's something that we create good memories while we're creating good music.
So yo, like on the real, Deep has a crazy sense of humor. Like we could be in a studio to record, and for the first 30 minutes to 1 hour, we'll just be laughing. Like you should literally see Deep and the chorus in the studio, like when we're about to record. It's hilarious. It's absolutely hilarious.
Arabic goat Deep.
Tickets disappeared all year. What? Arabic goat. Arabic aponji.
You know how the goats go bleed? So the goats go.
So the goats go bleed.
Guy, go sit with my throat now.
It's clear, man.
So up until, let's say, second quarter of 2020, I hadn't really drawn an album plan or strategy with regards to how I was going to promote the album and deadlines I was supposed to meet regarding the album prior to the release of the album. So it was during the time I started planning for the documentary that I realized the need to map out a strategy or plan for the album. Deciding to embark on this album documentary project for this pending album made me realize how much content I had beforehand put out there, and it actually made it easy for me to be able to document the sequence of events chronologically. Yeah, because most importantly, I've always believed in telling your own story, so that when you are called to rest in glory, no one has to come and tell your story for you. So it only makes it easier for people to be able to take your story without modifying it. Yeah, pretty much. it's just about walking in purpose, right? It's just about walking in purpose. And I'm not saying I've done it all, but I'm very grateful to God that I've had the opportunity to be able to do certain things and walk in my calling to the glory of God. Yeah. And this, I believe, has also been a blessing and an inspiration to many people or many lives. Yeah.
Okay, we worship you.
Yeah. So we're going to the chorus. If I play, make them
Follow
catch like how they fall inside. We worship you, we worship you, we worship you, God. We worship you, God. We worship you, God. We worship you, God. Be praised, be praised, be praised. Be highly lifted up, be highly lifted up. Be praised, be praised, be praised.
Yeah, so I think that the entry was a bit sharp.
The entry of
The was a bit sharp. So if we could smoothen out our voice and make the entry a bit smooth, and then also to introduce some dynamic as in we come in and then it rises to the end.
almost like a swelling type of thing.
Yeah, exactly. Okay.
Now will give it
Like you get what you say.
Yeah, I get you, perhaps. But I think it's just because the final mix has not been done. So that one too is something to consider. Yeah, we'll work on it. Thank you.
Yeah, but thanks.
Worship you, God. Be praised, be praised, be praised.
Okay.
Be highly lifted up.
Okay, it's like. Okay, it's good. It stops with the timing. Okay. So, and the last one is different. I think it's a little longer.
Be praised, be praised.
Okay, it's almost the same thing. Yeah. So now we are good. Can we go? Yeah. I can't open it for us. Yeah.
It will link into the recording.
Yeah.
The part where then you forgo the rain mess them up or what?
Only was like I should wait over.
Yeah, but child, the way it was raining, I no go lie. When they come to this Gloria, the way I know they see the road. Hey! And bro, Clyde, do like you did. Then bro, come in. But you go back a little. Yeah, so let's go.
Why did they joke about me?
Tilapia, I don't be comfy.
We worship you, God. We worship you, God. Be praised, be praised, be praised.
Yo, I remember one night after our long hours of session, obviously my brothers had to sleep over and we were so exhausted when we went to bed, and it was quite cold that night. I think at dawn or somewhere in the middle of the night, we all sort of, I woke up and I realized that we had comforters or cloths like laid over our bodies. Yo, in the morning I just realized Florence, my wife, is the one who did that, and that really touched my heart, man. Yeah, that really touched my heart. Yeah, really appreciate it. Yeah, God bless us so much. Love you.
With a splendor and shown, the New Jerusalem, never so a fall on the road. Street covered with gold, a place to where true saints will be raptured and sold. The greatest story ever told, not a myth or a folk.
To a place I've never seen before. To a place that I only dream of when I fall asleep and snore. To a place higher than every place that you ever saw. To a place that even the bravest birds never think to soar.
I've been that kind of a brother who is always by him, musically especially, spiritually, maybe religiously, I should say that. We discuss a lot, philosophically and all that. So yes, TDIGG is a great guy. That's one thing I can say about him. He's a great guy, he's talented, he has skills. You know, before you even work with him, he has his progressions in his head. He knows what exactly he wants in his songs. He likes choir, yes, he likes choir. That choir thing in his songs, he likes it a lot. Recently he sent me another one, and I could feel that choral energy in the music.
Anyone who knows my music influences growing up, I mean, apart from Emmanuel Boabasa and my brother who is late, Kwame Amu Godfred, would know that R. Kelly plays a huge role in my inspiration, especially with the choral aspect of his songs, the songs that he inculcates that whole choir vibe. And yeah, like I find songs with choirs on them very soulful, and I'm so glad I had the opportunity to work with a choir. Like a few good friends came together and they selflessly came together to sing as a choir on my project, and I'm very grateful for that. Like, yeah, by the grace of God, I feel like through it all will be, if I don't even release another project in the next 5 to 10 years, I'm praying and trusting that this project will still be timeless until then. Yeah. I hope so. Yeah.
I was at this place recently, just sampling and going through some of the tracks that he had worked on, and I must tell you, it's something else. Just hold on to your socks and wait for this project to come out, and you would be amazed. Indeed, you will be amazed. I'm very hopeful for the future with regards to TDIGG and his music.
Julian informed me that he was working on a music project, and he sent me a couple of songs that he made, and I remember really liking it. I just loved it. I liked the fact that it sounded so universal, that it could just be played at any church and anywhere. It didn't have to be just for the African audience. And I just really liked it. It was just beautiful, and it was so different from the songs he usually makes. So I thought it was really unique.
And then he sent me a couple of songs, and I really liked it because it was coming from a personal place. One thing I like about Julian's music is that for some reason it always comes from a personal place. Even when we're back in Ashimoto school, where the songs that they made were songs that we could relate to.
Some of the songs that he sent me from his new project, he gave me a sneak peek, and I listened to, I think it was 3 or 4 of them, but it was really, really awesome because I feel like he's evolving as an artist. I'm not gonna tell you exactly what it says because I don't know if I'm supposed to share any of that stuff, but all I know it's really soulful, and it's very inspirational. It's something that when you listen to it, you really feel it in your soul. And I believe that it just shows his talent as an artist to connect with people on that level. And I'm looking forward to hearing the rest of it. I'm grateful that I was able to have a sneak peek, and I'm sure the album's just going to be impactful and obviously inspirational to many who hear it as well.
He has like an eye for detail, very truthful. He wears his heart on his sleeve. Like he doesn't mince his words, but he's also like someone that you can really rely on, and all of that shows in his music. It just pours through. He gives you his truth, his life. It's rare because it's not like for the hype or anything. It's just really true to who he is. For what's coming out, like I think from the last time he released music, Beautiful Struggle, to now, so many things have happened in his life. Unfortunately, he lost his mom. But then he also got married and has a very beautiful daughter. And all of this, I believe, will show in his music because he speaks to what is like true to him. And yeah, that's what you should expect.
By the grace of God, I'm blessed with the gift of art or creativity, which runs through the music and then obviously visual art. This is to say that when I'm working on music, I envisage how the motion picture of that song may look like. So collectively it helps with the creative process. And obviously artists, we are known to tell stories. In my case, I tell real life stories through the music. So yeah, it's an interesting process. Yeah, and the more you work on it, the more you discover new things and learn new things about yourself. The extent to which you can stretch your creativity. Yeah. And as much as there are certain basic rules to creativity, I mean, on the contrary, those rules don't necessarily apply because there are really no rules to life in general. And as far as I'm concerned, as we all know, simplicity is the ultimate sophistication. So I try my best to practice simplicity. By telling my own story, by keeping it real. Yeah, that way I don't have to live a lie. That way I don't have to force it to come out. Yeah.
And obviously, because I'm special, I've heard a few of the songs that are going to be on the project. So sorry everybody. And it sounded nice, man. It sounded live, and I can't wait to hear the whole album, man. Love you, my bro. Keep your head up.
I've had the opportunity to listen to a couple of the tracks, and I'm telling you, it's fire. It's more than fire, and I know you'll be blessed. Every song is off the hook. Yeah.
So after making the decision to start putting out the album documentary in episodes, I obviously had to start contacting my friends, friends abroad, friends around me, family and all that. And trust me, it hasn't been easy, you know, because there's a whole back and forth process that if you run out of patience, you might not be able to get through with it. Yeah, and also considering the fact that aside the music and the clothing brand, I juggle other things too, or I juggle so much on my plate. It gets very tiring, and if you don't keep reminding yourself about keeping your eyes on the prize or staying focused, you could really lose motivation. Yeah, you could be less inspired to carry on. And I won't lie to you, there are some days I wake up and I'm like, yo, who sent me to do this, man? Like, why am I stressing myself like this? But then I'll remember that, yo, it's a calling, and I cannot run away from my calling. And realistically, when I indulge in these things or undertake these projects, I feel the sense of inner peace. Yeah, I feel the sense of inner peace, and yeah, it is what it is. Yeah.
We just want to.
I'm missing for top. I know Adam. Oh, they like them without auto tune too.
This one too for be very minimal.
Yeah,
because
okay,
the singer be very good. So it will be minimal.
Auto tune go catch him right now.
If you don't know the key self, make a find them see.
Dizzy, what are you doing?
I'm trying to find a key for Eden's song.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Wazi wants to set the auto tune, so Wazi, I bet go fit play and make a say it be here. If you like C sharp. Okay.
What you mean to the song is an understatement. From my heart speaking in every single bar, ignore the cadence. From my heart on these pages, such a pray for grace to raise you through all the life stages. We all have you in our prayers.
Now you see me, see.
Jesus be the center, ever loving, so meek and tender. You never feel to him surrender. In this world so crude and wild, my unwavering faith affirms that you are Destiny's child.
And the songs, guys, I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say. That these guys are really working hard, and all I can say is wait, and you will not be disappointed. You will not be disappointed.
No, you missed the time. Yeah, it's latent.
It sounds like it's reversed.
It's shifted.
Did I shift something? I didn't.
It's shifted.
You sure? I'm not shifting anything. Yeah. How about did it shift? Are they shifted?
Oh, it's too early.
Yeah, it's too early.
Yeah, because even this one too is too early, right? Starting a lesson seems like it's too early. I'm talking about the first ad-lib.
Yeah.
It looks like it's too early.
Great sound effects for it. Yeah. Something is off.
The lower, I think the ones beneath.
Yeah, something.
Stars, I can't stop crying. Can't stop crying. Hey, Charlie. Can't stop crying.
Some of them I even forget their video.
High club stars, I can't stop crying. Can't stop crying. Can't stop crying. I'm trying to find my way. That's my life. Flashing lights, cameras, action in the limelight, but it don't mean nothing. It don't mean nothing. I'm in such a man. Keep on smiling, high stars, I can't stop crying.
I believe there's so much beauty to keeping an open mind, which extends to being patient and being very accommodating. This is because I realized during the creative process of this pending album, at some point, one of the vocal features may not be able to show up due to an unexpected emergency he or she needed to attend to here and there. And at that time, you, the main subject of the project, you are so gassed up and hyped and inspired that you wish that it happened at that very moment and it wasn't called off. But this is where the patience comes in and being able to accommodate. And I believe it also goes as far as speaking of one's character, because one's ability to accommodate and understand the fellow means so much. Like it shows how selfless one is in that regard. Yeah, and this entire project, the whole process has helped me build character. It has helped me discover so much about myself as well. And I also realized
another reason why it is expedient to keep an open mind is during the entire creative process, sonically, the entire project could take another direction, which is also very essential to the fruition of the project. Yeah, somewhere along the line, my brother Decoros had started learning certain new techniques on Fruity Loops, which he decided to apply, which he wanted to apply. In that regard, we had to keep an open mind for that to be undertaken, which really helped the project, and it really brought much enhancement to the project, so to speak. So I'm very appreciative of the fact that my wife Florence and my daughter Eden, they have really accommodated me and my friends while I was working on this project, because for the most part, whenever I get into that space of creating, especially when I'm working on an entire body of work, it seems like it takes a lot of my time. Trust me, it takes a lot of my time, and sometimes I have to be consistently zoned out, and it almost seems like, you know, I spend a lot of hours at home in the studio, and they get less of my time. But I love you guys so much, man, and thank you guys so much for understanding, and please forgive me. I know you guys are forgiving me for not making time for you guys, but God bless you guys so much. I love you guys. I really love you, Eden and your mom, Florence. I love you guys. And you guys have been taking good care of my friends when they come over. My wife takes good care of my friends, you know. I really appreciate you, Florence. You're a blessing. God bless you so much. I love you. The pursuit has been insightful. And I would say that you can never go wrong with starting with what you have and from where you are. You can never go wrong with that. Some way, somehow, you discover a lot, you learn a lot, so far as you keep an open mind in that regard. So the pursuit has been great. The pursuit of this project has been insightful.
I chose this path that got to 2010. Like Daniel, I was thrown into the lion's den. The evil ways of men, they tried to devour. I do not cower, I'm connected to a higher power. Rose from the ashes, you can tell I'm a phoenix. Lost many fights, never back down, even when my back lay. Underground like Charles, we are sons made. I've been tried, I've been tested, my fate got a